Hey everybody, something very important right now that not many people know how it works is tariffs. How do tariffs really work? There's a belief that came from the left, the Democrats, leading up to the 2024 elections that tariff was an inflation or a tax on the American people, on the people, the consumers. And that's not correct. There's a manipulative way you can say and lead to that conclusion, but it's a very short-term effect, and it's actually not what really happens. So say there is at least three parties in a tariff transaction. There can be multiple middlemen, but we're just gonna make it as simple as possible. There's three parties in a transaction for a tariff. So first, you have the importer, which is your wholesaler, your distributor, the person that's going to provide the goods to, like, say, your Walmarts, your Costco's, your Targets, etc. All right, that's number one. Then we're gonna have number two is the producer, the exporter. Some names you hear today a lot is Canada, Mexico, China, Vietnam. So that's the producer, the exporter. China being, we'll use China as that's where we get a lot of our stuff from. So China, number two, the producer, the exporter. Then there's a third person, which is the consumer, me and you and everybody else that buys stuff. All right, so how it really works is most of your stuff comes in the form of containers. It gets shipped across the ocean. Long Beach is the biggest port in the United States, I believe, Long Beach, California. So you get some stuff, say we have a 20% tariff on China. So the stuff's coming from China. It's arriving at the Long Beach port in these big containers. So the person that's there, the importer, the wholesaler, the distributor, the person that's collecting those containers full of goods, they're going to pay this 20% tax. So initially they're paying, this tariff, but they're going to come to this producer, this exporter, and they'll be like, well, hey, can you reduce this so I'm paying the same amount? Meaning the producer, the exporter, they're going to have to take 20% off, or else there can be a split between the two, between the importer, the wholesaler, the distributor, number one, and the producer, the exporter, number two. The two can make a negotiation that one takes 10% off their profit margin, the other is going to take 10% off their profit margin, and they can go like that. So it's negotiated between these two parties. And so who doesn't pay the tariff? Me and you. We're the consumer, because think about this. So if Best Buy, if Walmart, if Target, wherever you go shop, if they could increase their prices by 20%, why wouldn't they? Why do they need tariffs as an excuse to do that? It's a corporation. You think that during a time of the year they don't want to make as much money as possible, especially right now, the slowest time of the year? So think about that. If you're hearing I'm seeing it, but this is how it gets manipulated, is I'm seeing how some prices are going up. I go to Menards and the lumber got super expensive, but who's responsible for that? It's actually Menards. They're seeing an opportunity to raise the prices, and they're doing it. And they're blaming tariffs as the reason that they're doing it. But that's not really happening. So if you're going into places and the prices are going up and they're blaming the tariffs, that's them making an excuse to get a higher profit margin. It's not actually the tariffs. So think about that.